Hey, this is Joe from Home Studio Corner. Today I'm going to share with you my Desert Island compressor setting for drums. Let's go. Nothing I teach you in this video will be able to help you if you don't already have a mixing system. If that's you, stop what you're doing and download my free 5-step mix guide. It'll teach you my simple but powerful system for getting great mixes every time. Go to 5stepmix.com to get your copy. Okay, last week I talked about my Desert Island EQ setting for drums. If you haven't watched that, you can go back and watch the previous video. This one is my Desert Island compression settings. It's important to note that the EQ setting that I used was on the drum bus, and the compressor setting I'm using is also on the drum bus. This isn't like a gimmick to show you like a thing that's kind of interesting, but you would never use it in real life. I legitimately have a number of mixes I've done where I put a little processing on the drum bus, I move on to other things, I finish the mix, I come back to just look at the session later. Client's happy, I'm happy, everybody's happy, and I look and say, holy shnikes, I only put an EQ and a compressor on the drum bus. I didn't EQ or compress anything else. And guess what? That's wonderful. If it sounds good, it is. The most common mistake I hear when people send me tracks, especially tracks that I've also mixed, is they just do too much to them. Don't do too much. This can work to give you your full final drum mix sound, and imagine how fast you can do it with just one compressor versus all the other stuff and crap you tend to put on your drum mix. All right, here they are. This is the stock compressor in Studio One. This is how I would set up the compressor if you force me to only have one set of settings. This will get you the most mileage and the best results without being able to go in and change any of the parameters. So the ratio set to 4:1, the attack set to 50 milliseconds. That's important. The release set to 20, and then the makeup gain and the threshold, I'll need to change those depending on how loud the actual drum mix is, but those are the core settings that will not change. The attack time is important because it allows a lot of those transients to come through without over-compressing, but then a quick release helps with keeping there not being too much pumping there. And then when I bring down the threshold, I'm looking for about 6 to 8 decibels of gain reduction in the drum. So I'm going to do that now. Yep, that's the sweet spot. I went too far. It was too much pumping, but this feels really great. So now I'm going to turn it on and off so you can hear the difference between the before and the after. I'll go ahead and tell you what to listen for. Listen to how the kick and the snare drum sound a lot punchier and snappier, and the overall kit feels a little more glued together, a little more squished, a little more polished. It feels less like a raw drum kit and more like a mixed drum kit, which of course is kind of the point. Here we go. Might be a little aggressive. If I listened a little more in the mix, I might pull the threshold up a little bit more, but those would be the settings that I would use. Those will work wonderfully. I've used similar settings on many, many, many drum mixes. Go try it on your next drum mix. If you love it, come back and tell us. If you hate it, I guess come back and tell us. Thanks for watching. See ya.